Hey everybody, this is Jason Roggasch. I wanted to make a quick video about gold and silver manipulation. Some of the stuff that we've been seeing lately on the in the Financial Times and in the financial section, we're watching gold lose its value pretty quickly, and so is silver. Both are trading at 8-year lows or whatever it is, and I hesitate to say that it's just entirely due to, the strength of the stock market, which we would find probably not to be true, or just the fact that the Fed has kind of been exposed, and we understand that printing money is it's inevitable, and that the whole thing is a sham game. Really, it's a very complicated one, but it is nonetheless a game. I mean. But what I think this video is about is what I dubbed the truther bubble. And what the truther bubble was simply when Alex Jones ruled the world. When Glenn Beck was still relevant in the right-wing conspiracy quote-unquote community. He was a sham to begin with. He still is. He's a shill for the Koch brothers. He's a shill for all of the wrong things about America. Unbridled capitalism, and when he was busted for not busted, but when he went through his gold line issues, it showed me, and I think it showed everybody in the truth community who was paying attention at the time, that there is something wrong with the gold and silver market and how the right wing in this country have been manipulating it since the 70s, really, since even before then. Josh Reeves has a great film called The Secret Right, and he goes into in early sections of that movie, and there are many other sources for this information, but I point you to Josh Reeves because Josh is just a fantastic researcher. But his movie The Secret Right exposes the Hunt brothers, exposes their silver manipulation in the 80s and its connections to the right wing. The Hunt brothers are still, they're not alive. I think the younger ones or their kids are alive, but they still are very relevant in the silver. They're still very relevant in energy. They're still very relevant in the South and in Texas particularly. So when we see this manipulation, it's not the first time, and it's happened over and over again. There's many articles, if you just Google silver and gold manipulation throughout the 80s and 90s, and even in the early 2000s, you'll find a lot of interesting stuff. And I think that's what happened. I think that's what's happening with Alex Jones. Alex Jones is owned by a gold dealer. That is who owns him. GCN, Genesis Network, is owned by Ted Anderson, and Ted Anderson is a gold dealer. Alex Jones I've said this. I said this in other videos, but they've all been removed from YouTube or terminated because my account was terminated. Alex Jones is one large infomercial for gold and silver sales. He holds no relevance. He has lost his credibility, and at this point is just stacking money for his kids. I don't know if he was ever real. I don't know if he was ever legit, but his main purpose now is to sell you gold. And that means that he has to gloom and doom you. That means he has to prepper you. That means he has to convince you the world is coming to an end. When we invade Iran, it's the end of the world. It's going to go nuclear. Wayne Madsen, Lindsey Williams telling you that his source that's still alive. I mean, I don't know who these sources are. He never tells you, but he worked for an oil company and is an oil executive, and he tells you gloom and doom, and then tells you to invest in gold. He's bought and paid for by the gold dealers and gold sellers that control Alex Jones, that used to control Bob Chapman when he was alive, that controlled all of those guys. These guys are investors. They're not interested in your freedoms or your liberties or any of that shit. They're interested in taking as much of your money out of your pocket and putting it in theirs. So when you see gold dropping down to 1,100 and going down to 1,000, as Mike Stathis of AVA Investments again accurately predicted, amongst other people. He's not the only one, but he certainly is one I would look up online. You'll enjoy his stuff. He makes it very simple. He's kind of the working man's, I think, working man. He just explains it in a layman's terms that are fantastic. Shout out to Tacos Mineros. Great stuff he's been doing. Even people that maybe don't make videos as much, they have done their great work to expose this gold and silver fear-based manipulation bullshit. But the right wing is doing it. It's the truther bubble. And that is what I dubbed it in 2000. And I didn't make videos. I only started making videos about 8 months ago. But when I was first studying this, began in 2004, really, I started to notice that it was getting higher and higher. And then 2008, of course, we had all the crash and we had all of the issue. We had the TARP and all the bailout. And we've seen gold and silver now exposed on YouTube thousands of times. I've done my part. Like I said, there have been others who have done a lot more than me. But I think that the Truth or Bubble is an accurate way of describing that era of time when gold and silver, when silver was $40 an ounce and gold was $1,800 an ounce. Those times are never coming back, and nor really should they, because those were totally inflated by fear-based economics. They were driven by people who only wanted to scare you into buying silver and gold, and now look where it's at. Silver's at what, 15 something? Gold is at 11 something. It's a great sign that we, I think, on YouTube are making a difference in this, and we should pat ourselves on the back, some more than others, and we should continue to keep the throttle down. So don't let fear drive you. Let love and passion and creativity and vibrance and reality, okay? Let that drive you. Let information drive you. Let facts drive you. Not how the world's going to end, or Christians telling you that the end times are nigh. They're all liars. They're all charlatans, and all they really want is your money. Have a great day.